What's up, dudes? Max here, and I haven't done a video like this in a long time, just because I'm worried it'll come across as the wrong way, as I'm being paid off to say something, as it's a sponsored video of some kind, but I can assure you it absolutely isn't, and I would like to gush with you for about maybe 5 minutes. Over the past week, I've been playing a fighting game that I didn't play the first version very much, but I definitely did like. And I have been hopelessly addicted and just wanting to play more ever since, and it's been kinda since Killer Instinct 2013, like the revival of KI, where I've been so addicted to want to go back and keep playing this game. And dude, it's Guilty Gear Revelator. It's kinda hard to say between all the things that have changed from the first Guilty Gear XR to Revelator that are making me so excited to play this game more and more, but I think the one big one is absolutely the netcode. The net play in Revelator is drastically improved over Guilty Gear XR, mostly because the frame counters at the top are actually accurate this time. Before in Guilty Gear XR, you'd be playing and it would say you'd have a 2 to 3 frame delay, but it would feel more like 6 to 8 frames, and anything above 5 frames was probably close to 10 to 15. It was a little rough how much the delay was on XR, but it did get fixed over time, and it's been heavily optimized in Revelator, where the majority of matches, no matter if I'm playing a guy in Japan or East Coast to West Coast, some of the worst I've had is about 7 to 8 frames. And even that is pretty tolerable in terms of online play because it's actually 7 to 8 frames and not a giant amount that it's not accurately portraying. So the net play has made me enjoy this game a lot more because I can finally do some of the combos that I have been practicing and wanting to do since XR first came out in an online environment without only having to get someone in Southern California to play. The other thing that's amazing about the game is that Revelator has some of the greatest tutorials I have ever seen in a fighting game. I'm actually putting up a video later today of me going through the tutorial and like my reaction to it, but just its basic movement tutorial and showing you the basics of the game, how chain combos work, has been completely revamped from what it was in the first XR, and it also has something that I can't even believe a fighting game finally did this. It has matchup tutorials. It'll teach you how to fight against certain characters and their powerful attacks or their attacks that seem very difficult to fight against. That blew my mind, like absolutely blew my mind that a fighting game is teaching me matchup experience. And it was very helpful for learning a character because I know what I need to go towards, what makes that character good, so it worked in both ways, fighting against it and using it. That's amazing, and that's only something that comes with a fighting game that's been out for a little while, because as the developers were watching this game being played over the past few years, they see what people gravitate towards when they're playing a character and what tends to be powerful attacks, so they made a tutorial to tell you how to get around it. It's amazing. I couldn't even believe what I was looking at. Outside of that, this thing has perhaps one of the coolest lobby systems I have ever seen for a fighting game, which is very similar to an old Phantasy Star Online lobby, where everyone has a little avatar that you can make, and you can get items through fishing, and you can also get colors and everything else for your characters through this fishing thing that you spend with world dollars that you get just by playing the game. And in this lobby, you can make your own custom little dude, and you have everyone else that is looking around little arcade machines that you can sit down to and play each other. And my first reaction to this was that this is some of the most charming looking stuff I've ever seen in a fighting game. It's really cool to see how much effort they put into the lobby system, but it doesn't come as a perfect package because sadly the lobby system acts really weird when you get a lot of people in a lobby. Like especially if I'm hosting a stream and we get a whole bunch of people in to play some games and there's like upwards of 50 to 60 people in a lobby. Some of the arcade machines don't really work anymore. You get failed to connects quite a bit, and it only really works if you're in lobbies with a lot less people, so it's not perfect. And sadly, the biggest issue that XR had with its online play from the previous one outside of the netcode was its matchmaking, and Revelator does continue that, where ranked matchmaking is very wonky, where I could be in the lobby with a whole bunch of people looking for ranked games, and I'll just keep getting paired against the same 1 or 2 people over and over and over and over again, no matter if my search criteria does change. The game is still very early, and we're within the first week still, so I'm confident that stuff will change, because right now the best way to play people is to open up a player match room if the lobby itself is way too busy. A player match room, and then get like 8 people in there, and they line up at arcade machines, and you just play each other, or you can rematch over and over again. That has been the best method so far. But outside of that, between the gameplay, Revelator just continues what XR did so well, actually adds game mechanics that make sense, like increasing the blitz shield to act more like a focus attack from Street Fighter 4, and only costing 1 bar. It's a really good move now. I forgot that thing existed in Xrd, but now that it's so good, I use it all the time. And then things like tech throwing are also in the game, which was a very welcome addition because throws were super powerful in the first Xrd, as well as the ability to use your dust button for select supers that amplifies the super by using your burst gauge. And it's really helpful if you're at the end of the round and you have burst gauge and bar and you want to finish the round and you don't know if the super's going to kill. You would just do the burst gauge version of that super to get a little bit extra damage and a little bit less scaling. Really damn smart. Not to mention the character variety in this game. You guys know me, I'm not huge into modern day anime, and I'm very selective about like what super Japanese, like very heavy looking games I like. And Guilty Gear Xrd is super anime with its big story mode and all the stuff that it does, but in terms of the character designs, I love the way the characters look in this game. They look so damn cool. With Baiken being on the horizon, potentially, I am insanely jazzed about that. I cannot wait for it to happen because I've already found a couple characters that I love in Xrd and Xrd Revelator, which is Leo and Raven, and I like them so much because they don't play like anything else in Guilty Gear, much like anything else I played in a lot of fighting games, so it's been incredibly refreshing. And that's exactly what Revelator boils down to. This is a full-price game, so some of you guys might not see the value of upgrading from the original Xrd to Revelator, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt, if you have not tried the Guilty Gear series, if you don't have anything against like anime-looking characters, Xrd Revelator, at its price right now, with how much stuff is in the game and how much ridiculous amount of content you have, and characters and even more characters coming down the line, and colors and so much stuff you can do, absolutely worth it. Like, must buy, have to own, do not rent, go purchase. Seriously, it's that damn good. And I can't believe I'm playing this game as much as I am right now because it's just... I'm having a lot of fun. Either way, guys, thank you a ton for watching. Like I said, I usually don't do gushing videos like this, but Guilty Gear Xrd and Xrd Revelator aren't extremely popular games. They don't sell very well in the US. They don't have giant marketing campaigns. Even the copies that were being sold to, like, GameStop didn't show up until several days later, so you had to get it from Amazon or digitally. You can go out and buy the game now, but I can tell you it's rare. It's not going to be easy to pick up a title like this, especially in physical form, so I might go buy one myself, even though I have the digital copy. It's not a game that's giant. You're going to have to maybe get some friends to play with you sometimes because the online might not have people on it like at all times every day like a big mainstream game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. But I'm telling you, this is something special. Like, this is a game that's made by people that seem obviously passionate to make something of insane quality, and is probably one of the best-looking fighting games, if not the best-looking fighting game on the market right now. I'm gonna stop gushing. I sound like I'm being paid off. Thank you guys a ton for watching. I really appreciate it. There'll be more Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator videos as soon as possible, and that upcoming tutorial vid as well. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.